After an absence of 2 years, Picard is back, starring Patrick Stewart in the role he has played since 1987, starting in The Next Generation. The second season has the ominous task of repairing some of the damage done by the first. While I personally enjoyed season 1, I know a lot of people did not, and I do see why that is the case. At times it could be too slow, certainly in the beginning, and it could rely too much on drama at the cost of the fun we often associate with The Next Generation. Plus points were the reintroduction of fan-favorite characters such as Seven of Nine played by Jerry Ryan, as well as Bill Riker and Deanna Troi. So now we have Season 2, and almost like Macbeth, it starts with thunder and lightning. The opening scene takes place on the new generation USS Stargazer, the command Jean-Luc first held when he became a captain. In the confusing scene, we see a lot of running around in the dimly lit ship as 3 security officers make their way to the bridge. Once there, they are quickly shot by an unknown adversary. We also see that Jean-Luc is on the bridge, along with a now Captain Rios. As the battle with the adversary turns against them, Jean-Luc gives the command for the ship to self-destruct. It is an ominous beginning considering the drama of the first season, but of course we cannot have season 2 if Jean-Luc actually dies. After everything fades to white, the story moves back 48 hours, with this episode showing us the events leading up to what happened on the Stargazer. The story takes us right back to the Picard vineyard where it is harvest time. As with season 1, the real-life Sunstone winery near the small town of Santa Ynez in California acts as Picard's chateau. It remains my absolutely favorite part of the Picard series. The scene that unfolds is indulgent as we see how the grapes are plucked, the wine is bottled and readied for shipping. Jean-Luc is meanwhile eyeing Laris, and you get the feeling that there is something going on between them. Laris explains to the convenience of the audience that it has been a year and a half since the death of her companion Japan. In an awkward scene in the evening, Laris presses Jean-Luc to know why he never explored the mysteries of the heart, and why did he join Starfleet instead. All this are allusions to a Captain Picard who could at times be distant and cold. This aspect of Picard has been explored before, but not in depth. Instead, this episode appears to allude to problems within the Picard household when Jean-Luc was just a child. Back then, his mother encouraged him to reach for the stars. The possible mutual attraction between Laris and Jean-Luc is then parked as the episode quickly shifts its focus, which is a good thing because I felt that one of the demons that plagued season 1 was about to return. Next we see Jean-Luc give a commencement speech at Starfleet Academy. In it there are more references to Jean-Luc's mother, giving the impression she will become important thematically to the story. After the speech, we also see Elnor boarding the USS Excelsior as a cadet, along with Raffi. I already mentioned Rios. He is in fact in command of the USS Stargazer, as its captain. However, Seven of Nine, unlike the others, has not opted to rejoin Starfleet and instead uses Rios' prior ship, La Sirena, to supply the Fenris Rangers. Before long, both Seven of Nine and Rios on board the Stargazer converge on a massive tear in the fabric of space-time. Viewers of course quickly deduce that the Borg are responsible due to the distinctive green color of the tear. Instead, that mystery remains untouched for now. Meanwhile, Jean-Luc sets off to another reunion, one that has been long awaited by fans. Guinan now owns a bar in Los Angeles, and Jean-Luc seeks her guidance once more. The conversation also quickly focuses on the matters of the heart, with Guinan also probing Jean-Luc as to why he joined Starfleet. Jean-Luc seems at a loss to give her an answer, with Guinan basically stating that he has never explored love because he has been afraid of it. No doubt this will be the overarching theme of the season, and in part seems a nod to the obsessive fans of the series. However, thankfully for Jean-Luc and the viewer, the episode moves on. Rios and Seven have deciphered a message from the Terran space. It is a message directed at Jean-Luc, asking him for help. Before long, Starfleet authorizes him to join the Stargazer in exploring the mystery. However, his abrupt departure does leave Lavas behind yet again. Once on board the Stargazer, the Borg quickly show themselves through the Terran space in one massive ship. To a degree, this left me disappointed. I had hoped the franchise would leave this enemy behind once and for all too often it requires a deus ex machina to resolve the storyline. Instead, this episode seems to double down on the Borg. While Seven is all for destroying them if possible, Agnes Jurati reminds Jean-Luc of their plea for help. A Borg queen transports herself onto the bridge of the Stargazer and states the Borg wish for peace. Instead, a firefight quickly ensues, with the Borg queen attempting to take over the ship. Jean-Luc finally gives the order for the ship to self-destruct. Thus, the episode comes full circle with its opening scene. After Jean-Luc has given the order, the Queen talks to Jean-Luc in a calm voice and tells him to look up. This is a reference to an earlier flashback scene between Jean-Luc when he was a boy and his mother. Fans have already speculated that this means his mother is the Queen. I hope not, that would really be stupid writing. I think it is more likely the Queen knows some of Jean-Luc's memories from the time he was Locutus of Borg. After the Stargazer self-destructs, Jean-Luc once again finds himself at his chateau. However, viewers can quickly tell things are different. Laris is absent, and instead Jean-Luc is greeted by an android servant he does not recognize. While Jean-Luc is contemplating how all this could have happened, the last reunion of the episode happens, and that is between Jean-Luc and Q. Q states he has heard Jean-Luc talk quite a lot about second chances, another allusion to Jean-Luc never finding the love of his life. Q goes on and welcomes Jean-Luc to the very end of the road not taken. The episode finishes with a collation of snippets of future episodes. It confirms that Jean-Luc is indeed now in an alternate world in which he became a dictator. We also see Jean-Luc and the gang travel to our contemporary world using some kind of time travel. Finally, we'll also see the original Borg Queen as well as the return of Ben Spiner. I think the reintroduction of the original Borg Queen will clarify why they are seeking Jean-Luc's help. Overall, this episode was a significant step from any we saw during Season 1, with the exception of Nepenthe that reintroduced Riker and Troy. Initially, I was a little bit worried about this episode. The hectic opening scene reminded me of the worst of Discovery. The slow pace at Chateau Picard reminded me of Season 1. Initially, I could not accept a potential love angle between Laris and Jean-Luc either. That, combined with the flashbacks to Jean-Luc's difficult youth, nearly ruined the episode. But the episode recovers quickly afterwards. I enjoyed the return of Season 1 characters in new roles and circumstances. It appeared to be an allusion to the COVID pandemic, in which most people were initially forced to stay at home and subsequently saw their lives upended into a new direction. The final showdown on the Stargazer with the Borg felt slightly confusing. I have no idea where this story thread is going, but I remain of the opinion that I wish the Borg should not return. The two big reunions in this episode, the first with Guinan and the second with Q, were each momentous, not in the least as both characters have history with each other that no doubt will play out this season. However, John Delancey's role in this episode is minor, but we will see him return throughout the season. Overall, Picard avoided the pitfalls of the first season, but it came narrowly close. I remain eager to see the rest of the season. I hope you enjoyed this video. Please hit the like button, that will really help me out. Or if you want, you can also subscribe to my channel.